Today is International Women's Day. Women around the world will be meeting, having conferences, giving speeches, sometimes demonstrating in the streets, bringing up issues that particularly affect women. The vast majority of women in the world, however, I don't think even are aware that there is such a day. But women around the world will be planning their day, trying to see how to get through it to improve the situation of their families and themselves. Some will simply be desperately trying to survive in worlds that are so different from the technological world like the one we're participating in right now of the World Wide Web. Millions of women are caught up in a web of oppression that we can hardly begin to imagine. Women, however, need to be respected, honored, appreciated, and given the chance to fulfill their own destinies. Now, one of the most essential things for all people is literacy. Women need to learn to read and write in whatever language their nation or their tribal situation is involved in. They have to become knowledgeable through reading. Reading gives every human being the potential to expand, to grow, to develop. In the West especially, women's rights and opportunities have exploded over the last 100 years in politics and education, in science, in business, etc. There is still quite a bit of inequality of wages and opportunities, but nothing like 100 years ago. But we have to also, in our imagination and our hearts, to remember there are tribal societies. And there are national societies that are aloof from and isolated from all of the progress taking place in the West and in those nations that have been influenced by Western education and culture. Equality won't ever mean that there'll be 50% of every occupation filled by women. For example, right now, in occupational therapy, 90% of the practitioners are women. In physical therapy, 70% of the practitioners are women. Gradually more men are getting into those fields, but there seems to be a tendency to gravitate to one field or another. Long-distance truck drivers, 90% of them are men, but there are 10% women, and that percentage is growing. And so we can see different professions will always appear to attract different genders. But that doesn't mean that this is carved in stone. Gender opportunity needs to be promoted around the world. It doesn't mean you take a tribal woman and turn her into a middle-class American businesswoman. No, but within the context of her culture, help her grow, develop, find happiness, and use her creativity to enrich her tribe, her nation, or the empire in which she may find herself living. We pray that these powers will continue to be granted to women around the world in a variety of circumstances, and that the oppression of women that takes place in sexual trafficking, slavery, domestic violence with no escape, etc., that plight will be alleviated gradually, so that in this world, women too could eventually become all they can be by their God-given gifts. May God bless all of us. May all of us promote the best of our abilities, a world of peace between the genders, and most of all, respect between the genders on this planet.